at a certain point, I have to just stop messing around with the settings and just hit the go live button. I think I've done everything that I can, and if I've forgotten something important, it will make itself very obvious to me very quickly. All right. I have, on this stream in particular, you updated to StreamerBot for some of my announcements. So there's the Discord announcement going live. Okay. That's fun. I don't know if it tagged at everyone properly, and it definitely didn't use the right logo, but that's fine. Let me do it at everyone just to make sure it properly worked. The bot is silly. I'm still learning. Now let me make sure it actually posted to Blue Sky, because that's the one that I really wanted to automate. I can do the Discord one just fine, but the Blue Sky automation is the one that's a bother. It doesn't look like it's gone up yet. Let me give it a second. It was Oh, there it is. Okay, thank God. Okay. So it is, in fact, working. So let me copy this and post it in a couple places. Because the one thing that I haven't automated is posting in other people's Discords, because that feels very, very bad. Like, it feels like I'm overstaying a welcome there, you know? So let me post this in this Discord. Automating my own shit is one thing, but forcing everyone to be aware that I am doing a thing. Hey, Kiwi!
Is that sound alerts I see?
Wait a minute.
Coming. Take a seat.
That's not supposed to happen.
Hello, Boomer. I hope the day finds you well.
Henbert, you're not supposed to greet the bots. I guess you're looking for any account that speaks for the first time during a session, huh? I'll have to put that sound alerts on a blacklist then.
Don't be a stranger, Imrit be Hindu. Pull up a spare barrel, there's plenty of room for you.
Let me put this here as well. Is there anywhere else that I need to post this? I don't think I do. I think since I've automated my own Discord, like everything else just kind of worked fine. It's weird pressing go live and not immediately having to scramble. Yeah, God Henbert returns. The only way I can fix him, because of the way that SpeakerBot... Oh, hello?
Don't be a stranger, Tony Morgan. Pull up a spare barrel, there's plenty of room for you.
Because of how SpeakerBot works, currently, if I were to turn off the audio mixer for SpeakerBot specifically, then the Henbert would no longer react to it. But I can't turn off my desktop, nor can I make SpeakerBot not speak to my desktop due to how, like, my music works. Both the game and my music are currently being streamed in through my desktop audio, which I know is not the way you're supposed to do it. So I am planning on actually properly splitting my audio. It only took me 6 or 7 years of streaming to finally properly split my audios. Like, it's doable, but it's something that I have to sit down and do, and not to put too fine a point.
I am such a new wood baby, been so perfect, so pure, never done anything wrong ever.
Sure, never done anything wrong ever. Ever. I see. Yeah, no, I know how to split my audio into different channels. I am fully aware that I should have done this years ago, but until right now, it was never actually a problem, so I just said, fuck it, I'm just gonna leave it be. Path of, quote, a farmer, quote, path of least resistance, end quote, gotta, they call me. But it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I promise. I just had other things happen this week that unfortunately took my attention away from streaming. One of the things that I definitely am gonna have to do with the audio split, though, is the music, because currently I have to adjust the audio volume of the music in iTunes, because I currently use, in order to get the names of the songs to rotate at the bottom of the screen, I have to use an iTunes plugin. So I've been using iTunes this whole time. So I've been having to edit the audio volume within the iTunes app and then hope that it reflects well with the desktop audio adjustments that I've made. So I'm adjusting like 2 different bars and hoping the music is audible, and it's not always. So when I switch over to my radio DJ program, which I'm planning on using, that will hopefully have its own audio track so I can adjust the volume for my listening purposes and then raise and lower it as needed for stream purposes separately. So that will be fun. I'll get to that. Mostly I focused my efforts over the weekend updating Henbert. I do not have the joke timers yet, but the functionality is there. I got the welcome in thing going, so that's working for me. Obviously, you can still speak as him using a box redeem, a points redeem. So eventually we will have a fully operational Henbert once again. But it's a process. It takes some time. It takes testing, and I'm working on it. So, all right. With that, let me just double check that I don't have anything else to fix. Has my beautiful wife messaged me? No, I don't think she has. We're all set. Let me just close all this. Boomer has reached a 7-stream streak and says a whole week of Gata. That's amazing. That's wild. But also, thank you so much for coming by and supporting me. I really appreciate it. Let's go ahead and switch over to the barn, shall we? Howdy, farm hands. My name is Gata, and welcome to the stream. You might notice a bit of decorative headwear that both Henbert and I are wearing. Welcome to the Cobblepod. This is a 6-hour stream where I am going to build a 65 by 65 by 65.
Well, fancy meeting you here, Trash Babia. I hope you plan to stay a while.
Trash Babia? Trash Babia. Really? Well, okay. Tegan says, hey, I hate this, but also I love it. Yeah, no, me and Henbert, we started a podcast where I have to build a 65 by 65 by 65 cobblestone cube in Hytale as a reward for points up towards the filled bar. The $2,000 that you guys gave me, 1,500 of that was obviously for medical bills for the pupper, but the remaining $505 you donated was specifically to build a giant fucking cube. Oh, dragon's coming in.
Gasp. Papa, you didn't tell me Dragon_Diagif was coming over. I'd have prepared snacks.
You would have prepared snacks? Well, what kind of snacks would you have made for a dragon? I'm imagining like some sort of fancy
Build farm the boy.
Okay, fine. I'll get to building. Let's just go ahead and get started then. Is it this button? Yes, it is. Why are the exclamations so high up on Henbert? That's the sound of the bell on the door going off, Tegan. That's not Tegan. That's not Henbert going, oh, gasp. Yes, it's the bell for the door. Is the bell? Oh, shit.
Well, fancy meeting you here. Come and go, Davin. I hope you plan to stay a while.
Well, we're going to be streaming for about 6 hours, so hopefully she stays a while. It's not a note, so I didn't know the bell is going off. Yes. Is the bell audible? That's my question. All right. Before I get started, I do want to show you one thing. I've changed my avatar just a little bit. The reason why is because we have, in fact, updated the Hytale server to include a wardrobe mod. So this is the vanilla me that will appear in other servers, right? However, in places that have the wardrobe mod on, with certain plugins for it. I actually... Oh?
Gasp. Papa, you didn't tell me moral compass skimming was coming over. I'd have prepared snacks.
Honestly, you should just prepare snacks ahead of time at this point. Like, multiple people have come over and you're like, damn it, I should have made snacks. At least a 2-liter of Sprite, man, come on. Sheila says, oh, I've stayed for a while, but it feels like a miracle. Some might wonder why Gata puts up with me. Sunk cost fallacy at this point, frankly. Sunk cost fallacy. Are you going with Maria, Gata? Look, leave me alone. There's only so many hairstyles that have a bob at the back, all right? Let me do a stretch check real quick. All right, thank you. A lot of things snapped. Let's get on the server so I can show you what it looks like once I have used the wardrobe mod to adjust my appearance ever so slightly. It's loading. Rocky says, Papa, it didn't work properly. You didn't do the... Okay, hold up. I'll back up. I'll assume you didn't attempt to call me daddy. I'll just assume that's not what you were going for. This is really unfortunate.
Papa, is it vampire weekend this week or did you spring for dance Scavinance?
Okay, well, all right. No, the bangs are covered up with the hats. There's only so many vanilla hairstyles. Oh shit, it's dark out. There's only so many vanilla hairstyles. Let me actually show you what I look like on the server. I have a hat, and it is green, and unfortunately it has the Ash Ketchum logo, but it's what we're working with. All right? I don't look so silly now do I? All right? Because I got the poof in the back, and like, you know, I can't believe this. Also, happy Pride, everyone. Let me hop into the bed. Damn, that means you're like super strong, right? Sure.
Are you sure about that, Papa?
Sure about what? Leave me alone. Gata's gonna catch them all and only end up with like 8 Pokemon. Ash Ketchum has like 200 Tauros alone. You leave him alone. Jesus Christ. Anyway, first let me make sure. I've been doing some maneuvering of resources. I'm slowly dismantling the spot around the cube. And I have moved the big selection of cube blocks closer to. I will not. He needs to change his goal. Technically, he didn't ever... I mean, in the English he said, yes, but... Oh.
Well, fancy meeting you here, Nightbot. I hope you plan to stay a while.
Bots! Stop greeting the bots. They can't say anything back to you, Henbert. I'm so sorry. I thought to myself, I don't need a blacklist. Anyone who comes into my server is welcome to be said hello to by Henbert. And now I'm realizing, oh, that's why there's a blacklist. Got it. Henbert believes in being kind to AI assistants. No! God damn it. Anyway, as you can see, I've slowly been dismantling...
But if I can't say how to my own people, what's the point?
You are not an AI chatbot, Henbert. We are not making that canon. You are a possessed plushie with the spirit of chat, and it has given you a level of sentience. You're not an AI. Don't give me the hands on hips emote. He's a ghost. Yes, we've established this. He's a possessed plushie. That's why he can't eat birdseed. Anyway, I've been moving chests and workbenches so they're closer to my house so I can start working on my actual base. This pagoda thing is probably going to stay up. I'll probably put...
I haunt your streams and your nightmares.
Simmer down. You don't haunt anything. You're too cute and nice for that. You're an asshole sometimes. You don't know that Nightbot isn't a ghost. That's fair. I suppose I don't know. Huh. I'll be converting this into a nice seating area, I suppose.
Hello, Detective Virgin. I hope the day finds you well.
Hi, Susie. Welcome in. I was just about to show everyone how while
Spirits can't be cute?
Spirits can definitely be cute, Henbert. Also, shut up. I'm trying to show people something. While I was off stream, the rest of the crew bedazzled the hole. They have decorated the hole. They have replaced all the walls with pure marble, and it goes all the way down to the bedrock. I don't know how they found the time to do that. Also, the QB says ignore the stairs. All right, sure. I don't know when they found the time to do that, and now we just have to live with it like this. So Aya says, I wish someone would bedazzle my... Never mind, Aya. Aya, behave. Aya, please. I have moved all the cobble over to here. So all the cobble, these are all the chests that contained cobble. They don't all have cobble in them. I just moved the chest over. We need this amount of chests worth of cobble in order to complete the 65 by 65 cube. Boomer asked if I would like company. I would not be against company. The only thing, actually, let me see. Let me see. There is one stipulation. Do we have... Okay, the only stipulation, Boomer, is that if you come join the Cobblepod, you have to wear the cat headphones. I'm exempt because I'm already wearing headphones in my stream. So let me go back to the hats. Oh, I could probably... I can't make it in red. Green, rather. Big dude. Where's the Ash Ketchum hat? I chose the Ash Ketchum hat because it was... Yeah, no, I can't use that, unfortunately. Where's my damn hat? This is what I get for changing it. Hold on, hold on, hold on. It's here somewhere. There's a Pokeball hat I could wear. Scrolling. Wait, where is Ash Ketchum's hat? Hello? Gata is more suited for bedazzling? What are you trying to say? What are you implying? What exactly are we getting at? There it is. It was all the way up there. There we go. Save that. Okay. It's probably the Pokeball one. No. The Ash Ketchum hat is separate. There we go. All right. Well, with all that, let me find the first chest with cobble in it. None of these. All right, let's take all this. And... Okay. Get out of here. There we go. There we are. Take all this. And let's get to work. I'm not implying anything we all know, Gata. Okay, all right. Okay, scrolling all the way up. The wardrobe mod actually does have, like, an item you can place in the world to access it. But I wasn't going to go through the process of making sure I had that, frankly. I don't know what sort of heresy is happening in chat. I've missed a whole bunch by being busy fixing my hat in the game. Howenward. I've been banned from the property. I see. Let's go ahead and get started on the actual cube itself. Ahem. Howdy, farmhands. How are we doing today? I hope today is a nice, warm day wherever you are. Not too warm, though. I had some rain in my area yesterday. So, believe it or not, Florida has actually calmed down a little bit. It's actually somewhat cool. Gata, it's so fucking humid. Oh, Susie wants to ask, why is the cube 65 instead of 64? Because... the hole is 25 by 25, and I wanted it to perfectly line up with the hole being the center, so I couldn't have the cube be even. I had to expand it by 1 to make it odd. So, unfortunately, that is the situation. And also, unfortunately, I started the cube exactly 64 blocks below build height, So once the main cube is built, I still have to put one more layer directly underneath it. So, hopefully the jetpacks work by the time we get to that point. I'm betting really heavily on Vanilla Hytale having its helicopter pack operational and accessible in survival by the time I finish the cube itself. Sheila says, getting ready to take my spouse to a medical appointment, but I uploaded my first audiobook chapter to my Patreon this morning. Holy shit. I am such a bad friend. I didn't even know you were working on an audiobook. That is amazing. You should put a link to your Patreon in the chat so that people know where to go find your audiobook. Hold on. Aya said, hang on, what did Aya say? That's the great thing about crime, Tegan. It doesn't matter if you're allowed to. Tegan says, you make great points, Aya. If not, you're in trouble. I see. Sheila said, I didn't want to say anything until I'd actually made the thing. That's fair. Otherwise, you'd fall into my copyrighted The Gotta Trap, TM, wherein I have all these ideas and all these great intentions, but do they come to fruition? It's kind of a coin toss. A weirdly shaped coin toss. Let me fix my chat thing. There we go. There we go. My chat's fixed on my end now. We could do it, I believe. I don't know what crime you're all planning on. I'm not going to scroll up that high because I clearly missed it. But as long as it doesn't affect me or mine, that's fine. The other day in the Discord for the Hytale server, we have a section called event planning where we literally just be like, hey, I'm going to do this. Does anyone else want to join in? Right? Oh, hey, Boomer. Why is my microphone not working? Hang on a second. Settings, audio, voice chat, voice input, on. Save changes. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Mr. Obama? You look
Mr. Obama.
ridiculous with those on. I'm so glad I made that. I made that the stipulation. Now this is real podcasting, baby. Tegan said, I mean making your goals come to fruition. I would need you to live with me and not use a whip, but carry a whip to force me to do things. That's what I would need. Sheila says, they actually work great with Boomer's hair. That's true, actually. It does look pretty good with your hair. Just not with the rest of your uniform. It feels a little out of place.
Yeah, there are headphones in the base game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Which I almost put those on, but the cat headphones are funnier.
The cat headphones are much funnier, actually. But yes, good morning, Boomer. How are you doing this fine day?
I'm doing alright. This is fucking huge. I forgot how much 65 is.
Oh yeah, no. Like, even though I spent months in Minecraft building a slightly smaller version of this cube, even I was like, damn, this is fucking enormous.
Yeah.
And this is what I have promised to build. This is what happens. My hubris. My hubris.
I was like, why are you so quiet on my end? I had my Hytale audio set to like 30.
Oh, okay. That would explain it. No, I'm over here whispering, trying to force you to lean in so I can scream and jump scare you.
Yeah.
Sheila called it hubris.
Hubris even.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna reward that one. That's bad. That's just bad. I'm sorry, Sheila. No, you don't get points for that. But yes, no, I was talking about how we have an event planning section in the Discord, and we have to ask permission to affect other people's bases. Like making sure that people are okay with every time something changes in their base is very important to us. Especially since like we don't want someone to log on, plan to do a stream or something, and then like have to deal with like an explosion in their base or anything. That just feels wrong, right? So I was asking Sono, I was like, hey Sono, can I do this, that, or the other to your base? But I said it in like vague enough terms because like I wanted to be a surprise. And she was like, okay, sure, as long as you don't do this one thing. Meanwhile, I'm sitting over here with my plans that say, step 1, do that one thing. And I was like, all right, okay, well,
do the literal one thing Soda said no to.
The literal one specific thing they said, I don't want you to do that to my base. And I'm like, man.
It was really funny to watch, I'm not gonna lie.
Tegan said, we did not actually get permission to marble the pit, but you said at the end of that whole convo, quote, I can't read, so I took that as approval. Yeah. I assumed it would take a lot longer than it did. I didn't expect like 4 of you to log on that night and work as a team to get it done. So I log in the next morning being like, let me see what progress they've made on marbling my cube. It was done. I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah, you vastly underestimate how dedicated we
Is
are
that
to
alluring Allegro I see?
specifically.
Come in. Take a seat.
Welcome in, Allegro. Hi. Yeah, no. I don't know. I feel like I do know how dedicated you are, considering that a number of you gave me money in large quantities, specifically to fuck me over and make me build this thing. So, like, I shouldn't be surprised, and yet. And yet
you shocked Pikachu literally every time we do it.
Yeah. At this point, me encountering unforeseen circumstances is why people come to my streams. So,
yeah.
Cube good. I love the cube. The cube is great. It's building the cube where I'm like, God damn. It's like that old tweet where it's like, sowing my oats is like, hell yeah, this is great, and then reaping, it's like, what the fuck, this sucks.
Yeah,
that's me with
sowing,
everything
like,
I do.
Yeah, yay, me reaping. What the fuck, man?
Yeah. Having to build the cube is me reaping.
It's scary up here.
It is very scary. It's why I keep making.
I am not yet a god, but I aspire to godlike powers, so I shall accept your awe.
Okay, Henbert, that's. Calm your tits. You're fine. Misheard that as me sewing and then auto-filled with seam ripping? What? Tegan says,
sewing, me reaping.
Henber is a plushie after my own heart. Tegan, if you want to make like a pantheon, I mean, we have one stuffed chicken who is interested in applying, I suppose.
Return of the Chicken God.
Return of the Chicken God. We can't have another cult on here, though. We already have like 4 cults. We cannot make another one. Only one of them is in the base game. There's only one cult when we got here. We fuckers landed in a rocket and said, hey, locals, here's 3 more cults for you, as if they didn't already have enough.
Yeah. I heard you guys are, bereft of cults.
No, they very specifically have at least one cult, and we were like,
yeah, bereft of cults.
No. Doesn't bereft mean without?
Yeah, it does. I'm just making jokes.
Oh, okay. So you're saying the standard for enough cults is more than one. Got it.
Yeah,
Got
absolutely.
it.
Do you know how many cults we have in real life? Shit's crazy.
I don't like thinking about it. Depending on how you determine what a cult is, we have more or less. We have good cult biodiversity. I don't know. Because, I mean, we have a cult of the void in the north. The locals built that. Then we have a cult for Tegan specifically. There's some giant floating monolith that I think Pixie has decided to start worshiping or some shit. And then I'm over here trying to be a random Joe farmer, but then the whispers, they speak to me. And now I'm building this fucking thing.
Yeah.
What if we, a server of less than 20 people, had 100 cults? I don't think the point of a cult is to fucking, like, multi-class into them. I'm pretty sure you're meant to have just the one per person.
It could be multi-classing.
No. To join the server, you have to pitch your cult to us. No, Tegan, we're not establishing that as how people get on the server. No.
To actually join the server, you have to be a chillin' fun dude.
Well, okay. There is an approval process. We only open applications at a certain point in time. You have to be suggested by an existing member on the server. You can't just submit
a chillin' fun dude.
Okay, all right.
That's how you get suggested, and that's how you possibly get approved.
Dragon pointing out that in order to stay within range of the audio, you keep having to run after me.
Yeah, yeah, it's fun. It's giving me something to do.
It does give you something to do, I suppose. I remember back on the Hey Craft server, we had the directional audio in game as well, and it was larger. Like the range was larger. But I would still go out of my way, because like whenever I would do the cube and y'all would join, it'd be like 3 of you, and y'all be having your own conversation off in the corner. So I would have to be like, well, I guess I'm building the cube in that corner now, because otherwise I'm gonna miss someone's conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how we ended up with like a whole like quadrant of the cube built up like 18 blocks.
Yeah.
The rest of the fucking.
It was very uneven, but I mean, progress was progress, you know?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Nobody ever said you had to lay down layers and like.
No, as long as it's pure cobblestone and it's a cube, I'm not taking any complaints.
Yeah. No.
My suggestions department is this trash can next to my desk. Kiwi says, I feel like all religions should report to Tegan and I should get the cult. As a demon, that makes sense to me. So the question is, does Tegan have a cult or a religion? Because technically speaking, so this is gonna get into like some Hytale lore. There are 2 known actual like gods, and it's a question whether or not one of them is like a capital G god or not. Because like, we are not humans. You and I, the player, your avatar face made a very suspicious like eye squint the moment I said that, and it was very funny. I know it wasn't on purpose, but it was like, you're like, what is it? Is it?
Are we?
Yeah.
Are we not?
So player characters are essentially ascended beings. We ourselves are considered demigods, and the worlds that we create, we have full creative control over. The idea is that when we enter into other avatar worlds, we limit our powers to play by their rules, because that's how we have fun. So like they have canonized multiplayer servers and minigame servers and all that jazz.
Right.
Gaia, who is the god of Orbis, may or may not be an avatar like us. Okay. That's like the big question right now, because we're in early access. Like, how much of that lore is going to be in the final adventure mode of the game? And then Vilas, the dark god that all of the cult people in the north worship, might be an avatar or might be a godlike creation of Gaia as an avatar who's taken her place somehow. It's unsure. So technically, all of the peoples of this world worship another, air quotes, player, and we will be entering into Orbis, finding the ruins of her server, and something has gone wrong. And like, we are stuck by the constraints she has put on us for the duration of being in her realm, which I think is very interesting storytelling. I like it a lot.
Yeah, that's fun.
It is pretty fun. But it does mean that, like, as players, we enter a world where the people who live there automatically worship another player. So Tegan, you're actually in competition. There's another ascended goddess who has convinced the locals to worship her. So I don't know what you're gonna do about that.
Who knows? We'll find out, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Tegan says, "Whomst, I'm in a meeting," and this is why you have competition for goddess statements. Like that. Get out of your meetings and focus. Come on now.
Pay attention. Come
Pay
on.
attention. I'm gonna go down and sleep real quick because it's getting dark.
Okay. Oh yeah, we don't all have to sleep anymore.
That is correct. We have updated the server so only one person has to sleep, and then it automatically updates. There we go. I don't feel like jumping and dying, so we're gonna ladder our way down.
I am gonna follow you down though. Oh shit!
Oh god.
That was so scary.
Yeah, it was also really funny to hear you like disappear into the void below me. God damn.
Did you hear my oh shit?
Oh yeah, loud and clear. That was the one thing that I heard for sure.
Okay, cool.
All right. So I think I made a bit of an oopsie whoopsie fucko boing boing. I removed my bed and meaning to move it closer to the cube, but I think I actually brought it over to my house. So I'm just gonna steal this. Hello? Can I not break you?
No, not if it was claimed by another player.
Oh, I mean, that's really good for server security and making sure you can't grief anyone. But in this specific moment, I wanted that
I
one.
can sleep then. Yeah.
Oh,
I can
that's
sleep
true,
then.
you can! And I can watch you while you sleep. Holding an axe while I stand over your body.
Yeah, you know.
As one does. I'm gonna go ahead and go grab my bed, actually, and set one up over here.
Yeah.
So that
I'm just gonna chase you around.
Wait, what did Gada just say? What did I just say? Did I say something bad? Aya is angry at me and approaching with a pitchfork.
No. Aya's mad at work.
Oh, that makes more sense. One of the downsides of having a lot of people in chat is missing their comments because they're all talking so fast. Oh no, my steak is too juicy, my lobster too buttery.
Yeah. So I'm really excited. My roommate, you said steak and it made me think of burgers.
Yeah?
Beef, you know?
No. I get it, but also like, okay, here we go.
My roommate texted me earlier and was like, oh, hey, I'm gonna get burgers from this place. Do you want me to bring you back something? And I was like, send me the menu so I can see if they have, like, you know, Impossible or veggie patties, because I can't eat beef.
Right. I'm trying to think if there's anything.
They have veggie patties for no extra charge, but the Impossible patty, tell me why the Impossible burger costs $6 extra.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my
$6 for the Impossible meat.
Like, I could almost understand that because of, like, I could almost understand them giving, like, a couple dollars extra because, like, shipping right now is a nightmare.
$2, $3 maybe.
Right.
That'd be whatever. $6 when beef in Texas is a fucking nightmare right now. Like, are you fucking for real?
Yeah. Oh, I forgot you're in Texas.
Yeah, I moved back.
Oh, so you know what's going on with the beef industry right now.
Yeah, no, it's a fucking shit show.
Holy shit. So not to make the stream political. This is a podcast, so actually, you know what? This is a podcast, so I'm allowed. Fucking Doge apparently shut down a program that was dedicated to making sure that flesh-eating worms didn't make their way into the beef supply from Mexico. So they shut that shit down, and you'll never believe what they're announcing has happened to all the cows in Mexico. Not all the cows, but some cows.
Yeah, no, it's fucking stupid.
What's even worse is that they have. Okay, why can't I put this bed down? What is happening here?
I don't know. It should be, it's dirt.
Let me try putting it. There we go.
Okay.
I guess maybe just wouldn't.
You sleep here now.
I sleep here now, apparently. All right, there we go. New respawn point. So now if I die, I'll just show up back here. Yeah, no, don't Google the worms. They're horrifying. They're called screw worms, and they're a nightmare. Apparently...
It is some of the scariest shit in the world.
This might be news to you, Boomer. Sorry to keep you from sleeping at night. They've encountered a dog with it now. It is now...
Yikes.
It is now, what's the term for... It's like something zoological? Bizoological? Yeah. Jessica would know the term. It can now pass from species to species. Hooray!
I don't live anywhere near the, like, beef farms, is, like, the good news.
Right.
But, like, I still don't like that.
No. I mean, for first thing, like, I don't think at the moment, like, we, as a people, are at risk of getting the flesh-eating worms. The issue I have at this moment is that, like, everything already costs so much, and now you're going to tell me that beef is going to explode in price because half the cows are not going to be okay for consumption?
Yeah.
Like, come the fuck on.
Beef is already so fucking expensive anyway.
It's so expensive, but because they push beef so hard, like, the beef farms get so many subsidies because red raw meat is how men do it in our current Department of Health regime. Kiwi says no. There have been some cases of the flesh-eating bugs in people. Oh no! Haha. You couldn't just let me live in ignorance, huh, Kiwi? You had to make sure I knew.
Kiwi let you live in ignorance? Absolutely not.
That is true. That is true. I don't know. I have had two calls with Kiwi, and in both instances, she was being very nice. So maybe I just haven't met the real Kiwi, you know?
I've known Kiwi for like 7 years. We have reached the point of friendship where we are mean to each other.
Oh yeah. Kiwi is still like, oh, this is Gata. Gata's a person I know from the internet. I have to be nice to Gata. I have to show Kiwi. I have to show Gata around and show him all the stuff, and it's like suspicious. Kiwi is a very nice demon, but also a pedantic demon. No,
True.
That's the worst kind. Worse, nice and pedantic. What the fuck?
Like, literally, we were talking about Hunger Games last night, and I made a comment.
Right.
And I was like, I was talking about Coriolanus Snow because I'm mad as fuck.
Okay.
I'm still kind of irritated about it, but it's fine. And I made a comment, and I was like, yeah, you know, some like 70 years later, and Kiwi's like 75. And I was like, does it matter? Like, just without missing a fucking beat, was just like 75. And I was like, I'm gonna fucking fight the shit out of you. And that is what every conversation between me and Kiwi looks like.
I look forward to reaching that level of friendship with them.
Said with love. I cannot stress enough. Said with love. I was just, in the moment, I was already mad as hell. And Kiwi was being pedantic, and I was like, I will fucking come to Canada and beat the shit out of you.
Oh, man.
It's a whole child's worth of time. That's fair.
That's true. That's true.
But like, in the moment, it was not necessary to the conversation to specify 70 or 75.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes beating people up is a love language, you know?
Hey,
I'm a very angry person.
PG-13. Let's keep it calm for the kids. We cannot lose our funding so quickly. It's only the first episode of the podcast. Come on now.
Listen, Kiwi, I was gonna come see you this summer, and then my friend had to get married in July, and your brother also had to get married. So, fight your brother. I don't know.
True. How dare they get married? How dare they decide to
be in love?
How to find the love of their life and commit to them for the remainder of their existence. Like, how dare they wish for a public ceremony to celebrate that?
Literally,
those bastards.
Literally, my friend is getting married, and Kiwi's brother are getting married like a day apart of each other. It's very funny.
Christ.
They did wait 16 years. They have been together a very long time.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they got together in like high school or some shit.
Oh, I see.
Like junior high or high school.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Yeah, one of those fucking things. I see how it is. Gross, disgusting. Ugh.
Yeah, being in love for like the majority of your life or whatever, and it's fucking weird.
Hey, so somewhat related. I have a friend. You may have noticed them around the Discord and in chat. Rarely, very, very rarely. Their name is Taylor. And they were one of my besties. We met on the same Minecraft server that I met my beautiful wife on. So she was there for the whole thing. She watched it from like day one. She was experiencing this whole thing. And even after we stopped playing on that server, like she was still in the group chats. We still kept her updated. We went and we visited her once. Like it was great. She became like, you know, a standard friend who knows too much, who knows way too much about us. However, she got married a couple years back. And just, you know, as things happen as an adult, like you kind of lose track of each other. You send each other like a message at Christmas or whatever, but we don't like spend a whole lot of time in the same circles anymore. We kind of moved on. However, we still keep each other life updates because, you know, we were still important to each other. So she messaged me yesterday and said, hey, I'm having a whole ass kid. I'm pregnant.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, oh wow, right? Because I was made aware of this. Like Jessica like follows them on Facebook, so she sees the information and informs me passively, like, oh hey, so and so got married, so and so's doing this, so and so's doing that. And so Taylor said to me, I'm having a whole ass kid. They're letting me have a whole ass kid. I'm like, cool. How far along are you? And she goes, they're inducing me Monday. And I was like, well, thank you. Well, no, yeah, they're letting me. I was like, wow, they didn't make you take a class or nothing. They didn't ask you for like a license or like, they just straight up said, sure, go for it. And she's like, yeah, it's wild. You'd think they'd have like better control over that. So she says, they're inducing me Monday. Now, I already knew that she was pregnant. And honestly, because I can't keep track of time, I assumed she'd already had the kid. I just wasn't told. I was like, whatever. She'll get around to me eventually. But apparently, like, this week, it occurred to her, like, I never told Gata about this. Looks down at her very pregnant bum. Is like, I should probably let him know before things progress much further.
Probably say something.
I should probably say something.
I found, so... Oh, finish. Sorry.
No. Go ahead.
So I joined a Lancer group, right? Not to activate Sheila in chat. But I joined a Lancer group.
Oh shit.
And they all know each other. I am like the odd man in. I got invited because I met this person in a different server.
I see.
So they all know each other. And somebody very passively was like, oh yeah, so-and-so's having a kid. And I just hear somebody like eat their mic screaming, what? And they were like, and it just very similar circumstances. It was like, oh yeah, they're like 6 months in. like, you know, she texted me like a couple months ago to let me know, like, once they get past the first trimester and stuff, right? Like,
right,
started
for sure.
telling people.
Right. You gotta be safe about it because you never really know.
Yeah. And honestly, as someone who is like very fearful of the malojo, I like totally understand like not wanting to fucking tell people shit until you're like pretty locked into it.
Absolutely.
And so yeah, like they were like, yeah, she messaged me a couple months ago and said, you know, she was like 4 months along or whatever. And they were like, why the fuck didn't she tell me anything? And they were like, I mean, I text her privately, you know? And they were like, I fucking text her daily. She hasn't said shit.
Oh no! It might be one of the. Well, first of all, I will always give the carrier grace, not grief. I was like grief.
Yeah.
I will always give the carrier grace on account of being pregnant because those hormones are no fucking joke. And regardless of how present they were beforehand, like they forget shit so fucking easy. Everything just goes in one ear and out the other. They are hardly there because their body is a little busy focusing on producing new life. So it's like, you know what? I get it. That's fine. But it's also low-key
the
very
husband's
funny.
in the picture. Yeah, the husband's in the picture. He's friends with her friends. You think he would have reached out and been like,
okay, all right. I'm gonna. Okay, this might be controversial. I shouldn't be supporting gender stereotypes during Pride, but you expect the husband to remember to say something?
That's fair.
Honestly, he probably assumes she told everyone, and she probably assumes. I'm assuming gender, but they probably assume.
Yeah, no, it's a she. You're good.
She probably assumes. Yeah, I told everyone, and completely forgot they did not mention it to some people in particular.
Yeah, it's probably a case of like she probably either forgot entirely that she did not say anything, assumes someone else has told them, or thought her husband would have.
Exactly.
Right?
And then conversely, the husband's probably like, oh yeah, she made a big announcement. She probably told everyone who needs to know. Everyone just passively is aware that we are expecting, smiles, and continues on with their day.
Yeah, no, it's like Sheila said, they're both goofy goobers. Got it. Yeah, like it was hilarious to listen to this very like emphatic drama happening in front of me of people I have no fucking idea who they are. Like I have I love so this joke got made last night. Aya called me a like god-assigned chismoso.
I'm sorry, what?
A god-assigned chismoso, like a gossiper.
Oh.
Because, I get online, and if a website has any kind of algorithm to it, even passively,
right,
I will see drama to shit that I've never even fucking heard of.
So
just constantly. Dragon
said, I heard gotta
algorithm
dash
chismoso,
sign.
yeah. Yeah.
And that is also what I heard. And I was like, what is Aya saying? Making a stereotype based after me. But then I heard the stereotype and I'm like, yeah, no, that would be based after me, actually. Yeah. Yeah, actually.
Algorithm assigned chismoso. Sorry.
Whenever I hear fucking discourse, I mean, you've seen me post on the internet. I do that one Tutter the Mouse image where he's like super happy, mouth wide, like, here's some things for Ghana to learn about!
I have it's an image of like somebody on like a little rowboat, and then there's like a whole like 16th century like 3-mast ship on fire, and it's like me, it's like whatever the fuck OP is talking about.
Yeah.
That is how it feels.
You're not involved, but you're not exactly rowing away from it. Now, are you?
Yeah, no. I mean, listen, it's nighttime. It's the only light there. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
In this, of course, this is all allegory. So what's really happening is you're on social media. You're just bored enough to follow this thread to see where it leads. You're like, all right, okay.
I have Twitter searched people's fucking usernames based on like a redacted Google Doc. Like, Sometimes it's like 8 in the
Absolutely.
morning, and you're like, what are the turfs doing? Like, what's happening over here? I'm just
God.
curious. And then, of course, because you engage with one drama pose,
Oh yeah, at that
the
point,
algorithm's like, obviously. And so then you start seeing shit you've never fucking heard of, people you've never interacted with, you didn't even know existed, and just whatever the fuck is wrong with them. And then you go to your friends and you're like, obviously somebody else has heard of this, and all of your friends are like, what the fuck internet are you on? And you're like, "I don't know, man."
like I at least have the excuse that whenever I encounter drama, it's usually related to tabletop role-playing games. So I can
Yeah.
argue that it's like related to what I do. But usually it's like this total stranger did this, that, and the other. And I'm like, well, hell, cracks my knuckles, starts opening up browsers like time to learn everything I can about this person.
Yeah, no, I've gotten so deep into like whatever the fuck is happening on like a drama post that I'm on like the Wayback Machine looking at somebody's fucking blog.
Jesus
like, because they
Christ.
deleted already. Like,
Jesus Christ, man. Listen.
I'm in it. I'm in there. I'm
Listen.
looking.
God
Maybe I should go be like a
forbid.
forensic analyst.
God
What's up?
forbid a man has hobbies, right?
Yeah, right.
Fuck. So I made a mistake yesterday. It hasn't
boy.
led to anything negative, but it could very well still.
Okay.
So I reposted a blog that
Mm-hmm.
there's no real good way to like summarize it because it makes a couple of very good points in the format of a blog that just narrowing it down to a sentence makes it more clickbaity and kind of loses some nuance. But the TLDR is that like there is an ongoing issue in TTRPG spaces where people will read a book, a TTRPG book, or read a system already having an idea of what they think it's about, and then they'll react to it as if what the book they're imagining is the book they're reading. This happens a lot with games like Powered by the Apocalypse, where people have an assumption of what they think a Powered by the Apocalypse game or design is, and then they'll go to any Powered by the Apocalypse game and make those assumptions about that game.
Right.
Like it's not news to TT. It's not unique to TTRPGs. Like it's a thing that everyone does with a lot of media. But the post was very much like people engage with the hobby in an illiterate way. Not that they cannot read, but that they do not read, or that they assume what the text says and then they engage with that imagined version of the text instead of the actual text.
Right.
And it got a lot of backlash.
People engage with
Hilariously,
Tumblr the same way. Yeah.
well, it got a lot of backlash, hilariously, because people were responding to the pull quote on the Blue Sky post announcing the post and not actually reading the post. They argued about the pull quote and not anything else that was in there. And unfortunately, the pull quote made reference to a discourse that happened about 2 weeks ago. I don't know where it started, but someone said that you should arrange your TTRPG stuff in bullet points instead of prose. Prose is bad, bullet points is good. Well, that got people coming out of the woodwork saying, hey, I think prose is better than bullet points, and I'm going to fight you on it. Now, this will be a surprise to everyone, but I have a very center, middle of the line, it depends opinion about this, wherein both bullet points and prose have their place in TTRPG books. They're just used for very different things, and you should know whether you need one or the other before you deploy it. But on the internet, it has to be one or the other. You cannot have a nuanced opinion. So the pull quote for this blog about people not reading TTRPG shit happened to mention the words bullet points and prose. Therefore, it ended up being a point where people would quote tweet it and continue the arguments they were making in favor of bullet points or prose from that 2 week. It rekindled the embers, and I was like, So I made a post, not even choosing a side on bullet points or prose, or arguing whether or not the TTRPG hobby is illiterate, which we have a literacy problem, but no, it's not illiterate. It's not a blanket. It's just like we have this issue. People don't read shit, or they think they've read it. They don't actually understand what's in the text they're reading. And I pointed out that the arguments for and against bullet points versus prose is actually very similar to... Oh, I lost you. Get back within hearing range, damn it. Okay.
I was seeing how far the hearing range goes.
I see. All right. Okay. All right. I was like, I am talking, I'm monologuing, and you are going to hear every goddamn second of it. Do you understand?
No, I can still hear you.
Okay. All right. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. About how the argument, not even the arguments being made, but like the base argument of one over the other feels very similar to how on like Reddit, newer DMs will make posts that are like, I am experiencing this behavior in my players. What rules do I use from the books, or what in the books can I use to make that behavior not be a thing? And I have always felt that very wrong-headed. I've always felt that very short-sighted, attempting to solve what is a social problem by using the book in front of you as an authority to force people to act a certain way has always felt off to me. But with regards to the argument of bullets versus prose, I pointed out that like, hey, this feels very similar because like you're trying to create text. You're trying to use the text to solve an issue that the text has no authority over, no control over. The problem is beyond the text, but you're expecting the text to have a solution. So the people who are arguing that bullet points is better than prose assume that the bullet points will act as a magic bullet to solve whatever, like there's going to be a way they can solve information design to prevent people from ever reading it wrong or interpreting it incorrectly. And the prose people are doing the exact same thing in reverse. Oh, why do I have all this shit in my inventory? I thought I had... All right. More stone time, unfortunately.
Okay.
Down we go. So I posted that, thinking... Oh, lost you.
I will not hit the crouch button this time.
I posted that assuming that the discourse over bullet points versus prose ended like 2 weeks ago. I was wrong. Apparently, it has been ongoing for the last 2 weeks in different social circles across Blue Sky this entire time. I just wasn't seeing it because I have unfollowed or blocked the right people. So my friends were messaging me being like, Gata, what the fuck? Why would you do this? And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm not doing anything. They're like, Gata, they'll kill you. Your ass is too fat. Your posts are too verbose. I'm like, oh God, no. What have I done? No one's come after me yet, but it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, somebody will show up and be like, man, I'll fucking kill you IRL for real this time. And you have to be like, dude, shut up. Like, it's not that serious.
Yeah. All right.
Let me go grab a drink while you grab Cobble.
Okay.
I can still, like, hear you and talk. I just, if you get out of hearing range, I can't follow you.
You're just, oh, okay. Well, all right. Then in that case,
AFK.
I'll just take a little snooze, a little rest while I wait.
Yeah.
Sheila says, it's hard for me not to write rules like I'm writing OSHA regulations because of how much I have to interact with those as well. Yeah. There's a certain level, Sheila adds, by which I mean, quote, here's what the best general guidance is, and if someone gets hurt, they're either here for consultation, in need of updating, or something to point at and go, well, what did you expect to happen? Yeah. It is, there is a, I don't even know if I want to call it a phrase. I guess it's more of a design philosophy that I'm seeing spread amongst game designers, more so since like the early 2020s, after like the reaction to the 5e boom, where people would be writing rules expecting people to break them. They would write rules expecting the worst behavior, and then they would write those rules to prevent that behavior. And it led to overly verbose rules where they didn't need to be, and it led to a vibe that the designer did not trust the player. Now, I can't blame players sorry, I can't blame designers for expecting the worst from players. Have you met players? They can be a bunch of assholes. But that's a problem for the individual table and the DM, or who, if the people playing the game, if it's not a DM-based game, to sort out on their own, because like the game rules can only do so much. Like we can't be doing all that. We can't be doing all that. Are you back? Are you here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Let me grab cobble and more cobble, and I'm actually going to swap out all of this, and I will dump it in this chest here, which is just out of the way, and I will definitely not forget to bring it all back to my house later.
Correct.
There we go. All right.
I think, having not interacted with this discourse at all, and generally staying away from TTRPG discourse because I don't care, I think largely, if somebody tried to pitch me like Lancer, for example, on bullet points, I'd kill him. Like,
yeah, no, like, again, the middle of the road statement is there's a time and place for both of those. Some games use the wrong one for what they're doing, but that doesn't mean that the thing is automatically bad.
Right.
I have read many a good adventure that knows when to use prose and when to use bullet points. Like, it uses them both. I've read games that are all prose, and there's a lot of shit in there that honestly should have been bullet points.
Yeah, this meeting could have been an email, kind of.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's see here. Sheila said, I recently saw a rules conversation for a game that's in editing where someone had reflexively suggested putting in more safeguards around a certain power to prevent bad players from getting too much latitude, and the whole thing just sounded Sisyphean. So, like, one of the things that I'm bumping into with my current project, which I have described as an exercise in restraint, is first of all limiting what I put in there, but also limiting the amount of words I use to describe a thing. In an OSR scenario, arguably, if there's going to be a balance, it should not be something that requires a paragraph to explain. In a game that wants you to be creative, it should feel confident enough that even if a player, quote unquote, abuses a lax wording, it's in the spirit of the game they're playing. You could have all of your wizard spells with very specific triggers and results and limits, but then you may as well just using the 5th edition spells then, because like that's like the thing that a lot of people get upset about over 5th edition Magic, is that you'll read the title, assume what it does, and then when you actually read it, you're like, well, actually, I need to do this, and then it only lasts for this long, and then I can only use it if I have, like, my hands free, I can only use my targets, and it's like, no. You don't need all that. Like, just trust the players aren't going to completely fuck things up. They're going to play within the spirit of the game they're playing, and let them be creative in that space.
And not in the interest of, like, arguing, like, oh, who's worse, like, customers or the employees. Like, sometimes, like, people will be playing in the spirit of the game. And the GM will be like, oh, yeah, that's absolutely correct. And then another player will try to do something similar through their understanding. And the GM will be like, no, wrong. And, like, that's incredibly frustrating. In, like, looser systems. I say looser, like, less rules focused.
Rules light.
Yeah.
That is the trade-off, actually. And like, especially in OSR spaces where there is a history of the GM as asshole being like how things just work.
Right.
Going all the way back to good old Gare Bear, Mr. Rocks Fall, everyone dies himself.
Yeah.
But the game's designer can include like, hey, don't be an asshole to your players, but they cannot write rules to restrict the players, or they shouldn't write rules to fully restrict the players or GMs into a specific social behavior.
Right.
Gare Bear? I've been saying Gare Bear for like months. Everyone hates when I do it. I'm like, yeah, good old Gare Bear, that asshole. And they're like, please stop calling Gary Gygax by a pet name. We hate this. But no, there's a difference between putting guardrails as a designer and then expecting the worst behavior from your players and GMs, and then trying to over-explain how to make sure that never happens, because that's not something the game rules can actually fix. They can support and guide, but once a book is given to a person and they've read it and brought it to a table, it's out of the designer's hands.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the thing of like you can't control everything. You shouldn't try. And like I say this as a person with like literal like OCD control issues.
Mm-hmm.
Like you cannot control everything. You can't dictate the way other people react or like interact with the thing you have made. And I started writing my own system, and then I started writing for this game jam, and I can feel the like tendrils of, but what if people do this?
Exactly.
Or what if people read it this way? Right. And it's the same thing of like, I totally understand how like parasociality works. And like, I have been in a bigger stream where I like donated money, and the streamer was like, oh my god, you should come play with us. And then I went and played with them, and then I had the whole like brain thing of like, this person really likes me. They don't. They like that I donated money. They're rewarding that behavior, right? Like, I get how it works. I get where it comes from. I understand the feeling. Not you, somebody else.
Awkwardly looks into the camera. We're actively on a live stream going,
no.
tugging at my shirt collar, sweating.
It was another streamer that I'd followed them on YouTube since they were like a 200 followers channel.
I see.
Like I get all that. I get where it comes from. You have to fight against it. You have to kill the fucking beast in your head. Like,
absolutely. Like even with me, like I talk about the YouTuber RR Slugger. Love that guy. I'm a mod in his server. We tell jokes back and forth. I don't know what he had for lunch that day. Like, just because we have good interactions does not mean we're friends. In the same way that, like, just because someone reads your game, it doesn't mean that they're going to 100% follow your vision and respect you as a designer. Like, that's not how any of this works. Like, there is you have to be aware of what you're working with. Oh, I need a shift. No? For some reason, it didn't want to shift into my hotbar. Cool. Oh, my backpack was open. So when I was shift-clicking a cobblestone, it was replacing that stack of cobblestone with a stack of cobblestone in my backpack. And because there was no visual change, I didn't see anything happening. That's very funny. That's very funny.
I don't know what I had for lunch.
Kiwi says, I feel like the lunch thing isn't a fair "are we friends" thing, because I don't know what I had for lunch. Okay, so let me put it a different way. Okay, right? I engage with RR Slugger, the YouTuber. I don't know his first name. He doesn't like share details about his personal life. There is a barrier because I am an audience member. An audience member that he likes enough to trust to be a mod in his Discord server. But like, we don't hang. We don't spend time in voice calls. Like, I don't, you know, it's a different kind of relationship, and it's one that suits us. A lot of people, when they are designing a game, they misunderstand how, I guess, intimate their control over the game table is going to be. And because you then feel responsible for everything that can happen at that table, you feel the urge to use your authority as the designer to write in edge cases to protect that table from that behavior. And it's like, no. At that point, you are, hello? Oh, my game froze for a frame and I panicked. At that point, like, you are hands off. You've done what you can do. You have given them the instructions for a very specific kind of make-believe. You have no control over how that make-believe shakes out.
Yeah, I wrote in a thing that I'll probably end up taking out before I actually like ship it.
Yeah.
I wrote in a thing just for my own sanity that was like, listen, this is how this game was intended to play. If you play it outside of its intentions, that's your fault. Like,
Right.
it's not in that wording, but like that is the spirit of what I said. Like,
I prefer a more gentle way of doing that exact same thing. Wherein, like, in my current document, I have an entire introductory paragraph that describes the order in which truth is established, not as a you must play a game this way, but more as in a this is the spirit in which this game was written, and hopefully you will pick up on what I'm putting down, so that if you encounter something that you dislike about it and you want to change it, you will still understand why it was there in the first place.
right. For the TTRPG jam I'm a part of, which I need to finish soon. For the jam I'm writing for, I'm using an SRD. I went and purchased and read the original game that the SRD came from, because I was just curious, like, how they ran it. The SRD explained some stuff, but I wanted to see, like, game is intended.
Right.
And it's a super interesting game. It's very cutesy. I'm using it on a fucking insane, like, pull from the original, like, game and stuff.
Hey.
But I'm sure they'll appreciate it. They included on their page that, like, hey, if you make stuff from the jam, like, email it to me. I'm curious, right? And I might, like, tag them when I post it and stuff. Anyway, I was reading, like, the original thing, and in their, like, thing, they were like, hey, here are some ways that we play tested the game that are, like, not game as written, just to see what we could get away with, like, messing with the rules ourselves. They were like, so if you find one of these scenarios or it inspires something in you that you find more interesting than game is written, like, go for it, but that is not game is written. Like, you will have to fix and modify things to your liking to do that. Which is what made me put in, like, hey, this is how this game was intended. Like, if you play it outside of its intention, like, that's kind of on you. Like I said, I will probably pull it before I, like, post everything, but, like, that is kind of where I was at for my own sanity while writing it, because I was like, if I don't put something in, I'm gonna fucking go nuts trying to, like, think of every way somebody could twist this.
Yeah. In this day and age, especially with us, like, in TTRPGs, if we narrow it down to the one hobby we're really talking about, right? Because of how everyone is online, everyone is on Twitter or Blue Sky, they're all posting about this shit, discourse pops up. It is very scary as a designer, because you can see how your product can be misconstrued, and you want to protect against that, because you're like, if I leave this kind of like quiet, if I put this on the down low and someone doesn't notice it, so they'll read my product this way, and then I'll get a fucking call out on the social medias and no one will buy my book. So, like, I understand the desire to put, like, a disclaimer, but those very rarely work, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh, for sure.
Like, somewhat infamously, Cyborg has an entire disclaimer about how ACAB, essentially, about how the choice in the game system to never display the police as anything but monstrous and antagonistic was a decision by the creator. Like, they put a disclaimer in there being like, you cannot play a cop in this game for a reason. And they had good reasons. It goes against the entire vibe of the genre, in my personal opinion. But also, like, this was very much meant to be a fight against the man, so you cannot, by as rules is written, be the man. That is not the point of the man. They are meant to be a dangerous, untouchable, undefeatable other that you simply have to live under the thumb of, and that's the point of the thing. Well, in a rather infamous review, Questing Beast, the Hands Man, as I call him, because you only ever see his hands, did a review of Cyborg where he verbally expressed distaste for this disclaimer, saying, well, now I just want to play as a cop. And it's like, what? Did you read the disclaimer? What are you doing? I mean, Handsman McGee has questionable politics unrelated to the cyborg and cyberpunk franchise
I think
genre.
I saw people talking about this.
Yeah, no, I just like.
It sounds familiar.
As a professional, he is a very important member of the online ecology for OSR and old school gaming medium.
Right.
On a personal level, I wouldn't threaten him in an Arby's parking lot, but I mean, it'd be close.
Right.
I would purposefully never be within eyeshot of his table at a convention. Let's just put it that way. I dislike the man on a personal level. That's not slander saying I dislike a man, right?
No, that's
I have to
opinion.
accuse him of something.
Yeah, it's not slander. It's
a personal preference, and he's not one of mine.
Yeah.
Sheila said, most predators are, quote, important for the ecology, end quote. But that doesn't mean I want to encounter them. Yeah.
I never want to be alone in a room with a bobcat, you know?
No. I would not want to be alone in a room with Questing Beast. Not because I think he would do anything criminal, but because I would be like clawing at the window being like, let me out!
Let me out. Let me out.
But yeah, so like the disclaimer doesn't always work. And like similarly, although like you presented it as like a positive thing, that bit where a designer says, hey, here's other ways to play my game, I actually greatly dislike that. I think I have experienced it in a number of games, and in most cases, it gives me a vibe of a lack of confidence in the game they've written. They present you the rules and then say, but if you would rather play it this way, here's an alternative way of playing it. And it feels like they don't feel confident in the rules they wrote enough to present them as like, here's the game, and then let any alterations take place on a table level, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I'm of like a mixed opinion on it, where I'm like, I probably wouldn't have thought to play this game any other way than as written if somebody else hadn't like presented the option to me. Because I still have like a very like, you know, the autism, like taking things too literally. Like I don't necessarily
I don't know what happened in game, but were you following me that whole time?
I was trying to.
Yeah, your character was like at the edge of my hearing, T-posing. Hytale just like did not know what to do for a minute.
That's fair. I think like, yeah, I don't. I'll use 5e as an example because it is one of the most modulated fucking games, for better or worse.
Sure.
Into that.
On my podcast, you're gonna comment about the state of 5th edition? Really? That's some dangerous decisions you're making there, bud.
Yeah.
But no, go on. Do go on.
Yeah, but because it is a heavily modulated game, I honestly don't look at 5e.
Oh, pause.
And
Don't be a stranger. Mithroon 101. Pull up a spare barrel. There's plenty of room for you.
Hi, Mithroon. Welcome in. I need to get a button press to delay that further. I can do that, but at the moment, it's automatic. I did not anticipate having someone else join me on this podcast, so.
Yeah,
right.
No, that's fair.
But yes, please continue, as you were saying.
Also, I will get back to what Allegro asked, because I think it's a good question.
I also agree, yes. I'm also holding off on that.
But, like, I don't, for example, look at 5e and immediately go, what if this was fucking cyberpunk or whatever, right?
Right.
Like, that is not where my brain goes. I look at 5e and I go, this is high fantasy. Maybe like a modern fantasy, but like this is high fantasy, sword and sorcery, the elves and orcs and shit. Like, and that is what I'm going to play.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody else goes, okay, we're gonna like mix in these elements, or like look at this like module I found that I really like, or whatever, I can then engage with it in like this other way because it was then presented to me. And I understand that's like my very specific brand of like autism, taking things literally, like whatever. But like, so I appreciate some level of like, hey, you can also do this, because then my brain goes, oh, it's allowed, you know.
What's really interesting is that in base 5th edition, like in the original, I think it's the Dungeon Master's Guide, the first one they released for 5th edition way back when, there is a section where it's like, hey, if you want to play slightly different kinds of fantasy, here's a collection of house rules to add to make that happen.
Right.
So like even the big 5e was like, here's by the way, ignore what we just said and do this instead if you want this game to be something else. And like, I mean, my distaste for 5e aside, it was more like different kinds of fantasy. Like if you want a low fantasy setting, or if you want like a heroic fantasy setting,
right?
Because like the base 5e was intended to be standard fantasy, although with the math, it ends up being more heroic than anything. So they were like, yeah, just give more magic items and increase these numbers and allow for these feats. So like even 5e from the get-go was like, we're making a game that's meant to be multiple different things. And like a handful of house rules is fine, I suppose. The examples that I'm thinking of, I can't think of any names right now, are more like completely separate modular rules, wherein like, let me invent an example, right? Let's say someone's making a fishing game, right?
Okay.
And they have rules for fishing. And then at the end of the book, they're like, but what if you don't like fish? And they then offer completely different rules for making it like a Pokemon type catch-all game. And it's like, no, hold on. Have confidence in the fishing game you've presented. If you want to make a Pokemon game, then go and do that elsewhere. But don't immediately backtrack everything you've said because you're hoping to appease a faceless person who doesn't like a facet of what you've made. It's like, have confidence in the rules you've written that it will find its audience. And if you want to support a different audience, then that's a different game and you should go and do that.
Right.
Allegro pointed out like player count. Like if a game is made for solo or 1 to 3, and then you add rules for alternatives, like, I mean, that's fine as long as you're not like rewriting the whole game to account for it.
Yeah. Okay.
Alternatively, you could just not include rules for that and be like, no, this game is meant for X amount of players. And if someone else wants to make a hack to rebalance it for more or less, that's on them. But the designer can be like, no, this is the game I made. And my job here is done. If you want it to do something else, that's up to you. You can jury rig it on your own. And I respect that more than I respect kind of a wishy-washy, like, we have to please everyone vibe, which I get from a lot of games that include alternative rules in the back of the book. But that's just me.
Yeah. This is making me rethink aspects of the game I'm writing for this jam. In like a positive way.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. All right, good. That's right, Boomer.
Because
fall to the dark side. Design games exactly as I do, the perfect way.
Right. No, it's just interesting to me to like I enjoy talking about this stuff because it makes me like recontextualize like decisions I've made or like things I've been like waffling on.
For sure. It's one of the reasons why I love blogging. Like 9 times out of 10, I don't agree with what people are saying, and nor will I ever use the math they're using. But it's still interesting to see how someone designs something different than me, so I can ask myself, is this useful for my purposes? Is there something I can learn from this and add into my process? And even
it's
saying
the same
no
thing of
is...
like, like interacting with stuff as like praxis, because like it's good to, and then I'm gonna bring up like a joke, not a joke, it's funny, a thing I read earlier.
Okay.
But interacting with things as like praxis, as like understanding what someone else is like doing or thinking or like positing is like a good idea, so that you can kind of understand why you held the convictions you hold.
Exactly.
Right? And it's like, it's not to change your mind or to like really argue or challenge anything necessarily. It's because like you should hold informed opinions of stuff. And now I'm not going to say like, oh, curating your online experience is putting yourself in an echo chamber, because that's fucking stupid.
No.
But like willingly interacting with like things that are, you're allowed to like change your mind on, right? Like I'll use the bullet points versus pros as like an example of like, because that is an inoffensive fucking opinion. Either way.
It's less offensive than pineapple on pizza, and pineapple on pizza is already like a nothing argument.
Yeah. It is a completely inoffensive. True. I was craving pizza for like 5 days when we finally got pizza, and it was great. But it's that commercial alone is enough to keep me subscribing fair.
I mean, thanks, Donald Trump, question mark, looks at the camera, sweats a little bit, I guess. Thanks, Donnie boy.
But yeah, like the bullet points versus pros is like, I think it's perfectly fine to sit there and like read all the discourse and like interact with whatever the fuck the people are saying, just to see like what's happening over there. You know, it's the little cat standing by the snow mound. Like, the fuck they doing over there?
Yeah.
Because it's just like, it's interesting, and on some levels it's entertaining to watch people get worked up like you fucking shot their dog over bullet points. Like, and that's my interaction, because I do follow you on Blue Sky and I follow you on Tumblr too, and like,
I forgot I had a
that
Tumblr,
is my
actually.
interaction. I know you haven't posted in a long time.
I'm pretty sure I don't have the login for that anymore, actually.
That's hilarious.
Oh shit, I fucked the staircase.
Do you need me to break it?
Would you mind just these 3 blocks here?
Yeah, I can do that.
Thanks, bro. Thank you.
That's fine.
Oh, I do have to do this. I was like, why'd you break 4? Oh, because I forgot to fill in a bit. How silly of me.
But like, it's entertaining to sit very on the outskirts of whatever the fuck is happening at any given point in time, and kind of watch you like argue one way or the other, and then go into your comments and watch people like fucking frothing at the mouth. Like, and I'm like, you posted something the other day, and I was like, this is the most like milquetoast fucking opinion I've ever seen out of Gata. And then I would like went into the comments and people were like, I'll fucking kill you in your home, and I was like, okay.
God, which one was that? I'm curious now.
I don't even remember. I'd have to go to your Blue Sky and like look.
The thing is, though, right? Like, you're describing people commenting as like frothing at the mouth. I think my account is relatively quiet compared to how wild the other accounts get.
I'm fucking sure.
Like, I don't think I've ever actually started a discourse other than like the Neopets thing, which is why I was like so like wilded out by how the Neopets thing went, because I was like, oh, I did that? Oopsie poopsie.
Yeah.
And honestly, even I didn't do most of it. It was Keftiu who did the majority of the work. Bless her heart. But
to be fair, I take it as like frothing at the mouth because I'm not in that space. I don't see how bad it actually gets. So when I see people being like, hey man, shut up, I'm like, damn, people are fucking going nuts over here.
Someone very calmly says, stop talking, and you go, they're gonna kill him. Oh my god, gotta get out of the way, they're coming for you.
They're gonna drag him out into his fucking driveway and like execute him. No, I like recognize like people are fairly calm in your posts, or they're
Oh,
like.
wait a minute. Hold on. I think I know what you're talking about. Was it the one where I was like, changing a single rule can drastically alter the direction of a game? And people were like, Gata, this is System Matters discourse. What are you doing?
I might have been. Like I said, I'd have to go back to your Blue Sky and like look.
Don't do that. It's nothing of value is there. Follow me on Blue Sky, everyone. I'd love to have you.
Yeah. No, like I said, I enjoy it. Like sometimes I do just scroll your Blue Sky because I don't get on Blue Sky that often. So I'll just like scroll your Blue Sky and be like, what the fuck is happening in here? Just curious, you know?
What's really funny,
Like, what do you...
Jun, our buddy Jun, also does not use Blue Sky very often. But I know exactly when Jun joins Blue Sky because he scrolls through the accounts of his friends who he hasn't been paying attention to and likes everything on there. So I'll log on and it's just like pages of Jun like this, Jun like that. And every time I'm like, haha, I do post good and repost good things. Jun agrees with me.
I had to explain the happy Jun's logged onto Blue Sky to all those who celebrate.
Yeah.
To a friend.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, no, it's because Jun doesn't. I also logged in and got like 6 likes from Jun. It's great.
I repost a lot of fan art and fandom stuff, despite arguably being a VTuber brand blog.
Yeah.
Kiwi says, I am the friend. Kiwi's like, who the fuck is Jun? What?
Yeah. Kiwi was like, what the fuck is Blue Sky? Who the fuck is Jun? What the fuck is happening? No. It was just it was a, what is this to all those who celebrate? Like, and I was like, oh, it's because Jun doesn't get online.
All right. And when he does, it's an event. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Everyone in
like
the friend
8 of
group.
us that,
Yeah.
There's a bunch of us that just get a bunch of likes all the way.
Kiwi
doesn't have socials.
So, okay. So back when we were a Minecraft server, right? Back when we were a collection of Minecraft VTubers, Nebula Bash, who is on the server, but due to personal reasons cannot stream or even play much at all, but they are in the group still. They're here. They made a Blue Sky feed just for people who were part of the group, so that only their posts show up. So there is an official Haycraft streamers feed on Blue Sky that anyone can subscribe to. And when I go and check it, it's just me, and then occasionally Sono will have said something. Because I post so fucking much. Will it make me stop posting? No, of course not. But still...
Never stop posting.
Let me actually put some blocks in the corners so I can do the backing up thing to make the walls faster without walking off the fucking edge.
I would hate to just listen to you go, oh shit.
Look me in the eyes and say that again. No, you fucking wouldn't. You'd lose your shit over that.
I would laugh hysterically and you wouldn't even hear me.
Exactly.
If a Gata falls off the cube and
no one
hear
hears him
Boomer
hit the
laugh.
ground.
Yeah, does he even hear Boomer laugh?
Yeah. Aya says, no need for corners, just walk off the edge. Sure.
No, never stop posting, Gata. You are the highlight of my Blue Sky feed.
Thank you? Question mark?
Yeah, I have a great time.
What I really need to do, so I have a pipeline, right? Where this is probably going to ruin the magic for some of y'all, but when I say something funny on Discord, I will then look at it and be like, oh, this could be a cool Blue Sky post. I will save the quote as a draft or Blue Sky and hold on to it for a slow day.
Yeah, no, as someone who follows your Discord very frequently. And also follows your Blue Sky semi-frequently.
It's free real estate. No, it's just efficient. Waste not, want not.
Yeah. You're the highlight of this is what's happening on Blue Sky explanation. Yeah, I will turn around if you post something particularly juicy and you get like 9 or more replies, I will then turn
Ooh.
around and explain what's happening to Kiwi.
Oh my god. I cannot believe that I have a real gotta explained pipeline happening.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
If something particularly hilarious happens in the Discord, I will also turn around and be like, hey, Kiwi. Or I'll groan out loud and Allegra will be like, what's happening? And I'll be like, go check out his fucking Discord.
Oh, I see. Is that the trigger for when Allegro shows up and starts liking stuff in my Discord?
Pretty much.
Got it. So the pipeline is, if I say something funny enough on Discord, Boomer will inform Kiwi and or Allegro.
Yeah. Or if somebody else says something particularly fucking,
One moment, everyone. I actually have to go to a break real quick. I'll be right back.
Oh boy.
Okay, so, nobody panic, but I do have some bad news.
Time for mischief.
No, unfortunately, now is not the time for mischief. My beautiful wife has been sent home from work. Her symptoms are worse, so we are taking her back to the ER. We're not waiting around for the neuro team to contact us. So stream is going to end. I will give you guys updates in the Discord and Blue Sky. So unfortunately, this is how the first Cobblepod ends. I will talk to you guys later.
Yeah, bye.
All right, bye everyone. Sorry.